everyone, this is Supriti Maity from Gajara International School. I am here today to explain the cell, which is also known as the structural and the functional unit of any living organism. Now, why it is known as the structural and the functional unit? As you have seen the buildings, how the building is made up of. When many bricks combined or bind together, they lead to the formation of a building. Similarly, our whole body or the body of any organism consists of a cell, which is like a bricks in the building. Now, this cell is known as structural and the functional unit because the cell is the only structure or only part of the living organism which is responsible for giving the structure to the body. At the same time, each and every function which is performed by the living organism, cell is the only responsible for leading those functions in the organism. Now let's see what are the parts involved in the various function and how does it works. Now if you can see here the plant cell and here the animal cell is given. Now the structure is almost similar, but there is a little difference. Now what is the difference? That we'll see. Here let's come to the plant cell first. Here the outermost layer which you can see is known as the cell wall. Whereas in the animal cell, this cell wall is lacking. Now in plant cell, why this cell wall is required? As here there is no skeletal system, as like in animal cell, some rigidity, stiffness is required to provide to the plant's body, and cell wall does the same work to provide the rigidity, stiffness, and this is the only structure which helps the plants to stand erect. Whereas internally, if we go here, one more layer is there. This is known as the cell membrane, which is also present in the animal cell. Now, what is the function of the cell membrane? Cell membranes provides the organelles, the parts which you can see inside both the cells. They provide protection to this, and also they are known as the selective permeable membrane because the cell membrane are responsible for passing some substances from the cell to the another cell and sometimes from the another cell to the other cell. So mainly they are selecting some substances and leading to pass from one cell to another. Now if we go inside, here the fluid-like structure in both the cells are present, that is known as the cytoplasm. Now the word cyto is related to the cell and the plasm is the fluid which is present inside the cell. Now the cytoplasm provides a proper place or proper atmosphere to all the cell organelles to function properly. Now you can see this here, it is a endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this endoplasmic reticulum is again present in both the cell, that is the plant cell and the animal cell. Endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for the storage and to transport the materials from one cell to another. Now this endoplasmic reticulum is further divided into two parts, that is smooth ER and rough ER. Based on the presence of this ribosome, now here the dot-like structure which you can see on the ER, they are the ribosomes which is responsible for the synthesis of protein in the cell. Okay, so if in the structure or the place where these ribosomes are present, that part will be called as a rough ER, whereas the part where there is no ribosomes present, that is known as the smooth ER. Now the next is a mitochondria, which you can see in the plant cell and animal cell both. Which is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is known as powerhouse of the cell? The process of respiration, that is the cellular respiration, mainly take place in the mitochondria, and after the respiration the energy which is released in the body will stored in mitochondria in form of ATP, and that's why they are known as the powerhouse of the cell. Now next is, in the plant cell there is one more part, that is the chloroplast. This chloroplast is lacking in the animal cell. Now chloroplast contain a green color pigment, that is the chlorophyll, which is responsible for trapping the sunlight. And chlorophyll, what they exactly do, they convert the light energy into the chemical energy, and in this way they helpful in the process of photosynthesis. So the main and the most important function in the plant cell is also done by the chloroplast, we can say. Now here is the one more thing is there, that is the vacuole. It is an empty space. Here in the plant cell, it is a very large size vacuole is present, whereas in animal cell it is not compulsory that in each and every cell this vacuole will be present. If it is present, it is very small in size, as you can see here. Okay, now what is the function of this vacuole? Now in plant, excess of water, excess of food, and sometimes the wastage, okay, in the cell will be collected here in the vacuole. So the main function of the vacuole is the storage. Now let's go with the another part, that is the Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies. It is present in both the cell. Okay. Now the Golgi apparatus, again its main function is to synthesize the hormones, enzymes and the protein. Okay, in both the cell the function is the common, that is to synthesize again what? Enzymes, hormones and the protein. Okay, now one organelles, if we talk about here, the lysosomes. Okay. Now what is the function of this lysosomes? Lysosomes are the cell organelles, which is also known as the suicidal bag. Now why it is called so? Because sometime what happened, that when the cell get damaged or in any emergency condition, this lysosome is capable of engulfing the whole cell into it and then blast off. As a result of this, the lysosome is given the another name, that is the suicidal bag. Now this one, centrioles, which is absent in the plant cell. Centrioles. Now in the animal cell, mainly the cell division is responsible for the growth and the development of the body. Now these centrioles plays that important role in the cell division. They not only help but also they initiate the process of cell division in the animal cell. And the most important part in both the cell, or we can say the most important organelles in both the plant cell and the animal cell, is the nucleus, which is also known as the brain of the cell. Now why it is called brain of the cell? Because they control the function of the whole cell. That's why they are called as a brain of the cell. Inside the nucleus there is a dot like structure, or we can say the thread like structure, which you can see, that are the chromosomes. Which carries the genetic information from one generation to another. And the nucleolus which present inside the nucleus, they are also responsible for the proper functioning of the nucleus. Now it's surrounding the nucleus one more layer in both the nucleus of both the cells, you can see, that is the Now inside the nucleus there is again a fluid-like structure similar to the cytoplasm, that is known as the nucleoplasm. Again, this nucleoplasm provides a perfect atmosphere, the condition inside the nucleus for the proper functioning of the chromosomes. Now, surrounding the nucleus there is a double layered structures which is present, or we can say a membrane, that is known as a nuclear membrane, which main function is to protect the nucleus. Okay, so in this way there are various organelles which is present inside the cell, which is like in plant cell or the animal cell. Each and every organelle plays a vital role for the proper functioning of the cell, and also it gives a structure. That's why again what the cell is known as the structural and the functional unit of any living organism. Thank you.